The rain hammered against the broken windows of Ravenwood Hospital, a place so shrouded in legend that even the most reckless teenagers avoided it. Once a sprawling medical complex, it had been abandoned for nearly 40 years after a fire gutted one of its wings. But rumors whispered of darker reasons, patients vanishing without explanation, doctors experimenting on the mentally ill, and strange chanting echoing through the corridors long after the last patient left. Tonight, Daniel wasn't here by accident. He was a freelance videographer chasing the rising trend of urban exploration horror content. His channel had exploded with views when he filmed in an abandoned asylum last month. But now he needed something bigger, something scarier, something that would make viewers believe he had actually risked his life. He pressed record. The shaky red dot blinked on his camera as he whispered, "It's midnight. I'm standing in front of Ravenwood Hospital, a place locals say no one comes out of once they go in. If you're watching this, maybe you'll understand why." The camera caught the looming silhouette of the hospital against the stormy sky. The main doors were chained shut, but one window on the side hung open, glass shards like jagged teeth. Daniel climbed through, scraping his jacket. The smell hit him immediately: mold, rot, and something faintly metallic like dried blood. The beam of his flashlight cut across peeling walls and rusted gurneys frozen in time. He moved deeper, the sound of dripping water echoing with every step. But then, a gurney rolled across the hallway on its own, wheels squealing against the cracked tiles. Daniel froze, his breath fogged in the cold air as he whispered, "Did you see that? There's no wind, nothing." The gurney stopped. Slowly it turned, facing him. The deeper he went, the stranger it got. Operating rooms still held surgical tools, blackened with rust. A children's ward had walls covered in faded murals of cartoon animals, their paint peeling to reveal streaks beneath that looked disturbingly like claw marks. In one room, he found a dusty medical file on the floor. The name on the cover was Subject 43. Inside, the notes weren't written like medical reports. They looked more like ritual instructions, phrases in Latin, diagrams of symbols drawn around a restrained figure, references to severing the soul from the body. Daniel's heart raced. He shoved the file into his bag. That's when he heard it. Children's laughter. It came faintly at first from the end of the corridor, but as he lifted his camera, the sound grew louder, echoing unnaturally, bouncing off the walls until it surrounded him. "No, no, no! This isn't real," he whispered, backing up. But the laughter abruptly cut off, replaced by a low, drawn-out moan. Something was coming down the hallway, crawling, dragging its body against the walls. Determined not to flee just yet, Daniel found the stairs descending into the hospital's basement. Locals had said this was where the real horrors happened, where the fire supposedly started. The smell worsened as he stepped into the dark. His flashlight flickered, briefly illuminating the walls covered in strange black stains. He panned the camera across, revealing cages, dozens of them, large enough for a person, shackles bolted to the floor. Inside one cage lay something slumped. At first he thought it was a pile of rags, until it moved. A head snapped upward. The face was burned beyond recognition, lips split open in a permanent scream. Its eyes glowed faintly in the beam. "Help me," the thing rasped. Daniel stumbled back, but the creature pressed itself against the bars, bones snapping, as if its body was forcing itself through spaces too small. The metal shrieked as one bar bent outward. And then all the cages around him rattled, one by one. Skeletal hands, burned arms, faces half melted, reached through, clawing at the air. Daniel sprinted into a side room, slamming the door behind him. His camera, still recording, captured his shaking hands. The room looked like a chapel. Rows of pews, a cracked cross at the altar. But instead of a Bible, the pulpit held another file, larger, leather-bound. Inside were dozens of photographs of patients. Each face was crossed out with red ink, except one. It was him. The photo was fresh, taken outside the hospital earlier that night. The camera tilted as Daniel screamed. The door he had locked began to creak open on its own. His flashlight flickered and died, plunging him into darkness. On the recording, the last thing visible was his terrified face, lit by the red glow of the camera's light, before dozens of burned, skeletal hands reached out from behind him. The video cut to black. No one ever saw Daniel again. But his camera was found lying at the entrance of Ravenwood Hospital, its battery drained, the SD card still inside, and uploaded to his channel by itself.